All right, so I guess from here we can go into topic 4, and whoever is leading that can take the reins.
Nate, go
That'll
for it.
be me, the resident Soyou stan. So yeah, we are going to review Soyou's new. I think they're calling it a full album, but it's only 6 songs, so like it's kind of weird.
It says EP on
Does it say
Apple
EP?
Music.
Okay, I read somewhere else that it said full album, and I was
Get
like,
out of
that's
here!
wrong.
You get out of here! Who are you, Kanye?
Yeah.
You can't make like seven track full albums. Come on.
So
They
yeah, we're
should have
doing.
what they should do is just combine Reborn and Refresh.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
they're
that's probably
part
the
1 and
100%.
2.
That's a repackage because there's a
There'll be
part
a
1 and part 2.
repackage, yeah.
So
Yep. So yeah, we're reviewing Soyou's Part 2 Refresh. Like we just said, it's the sequel to Part 1, which was Reborn, I believe. And the first track is All Night featuring Shike, which is the title track. It's a Latin-inspired pop song, which is pretty popular nowadays. But I like her voice can literally just I don't know, like it's one of my favorite voices in the entire industry. I love her voice so much.
Yeah,
100%.
And it fits the song really well. I like the choreo. The only downside is the rap part. It's it's too intense for the song.
Yeah.
And then it's also mixed weirdly, so it's too loud. At least in the music video. I don't know if that's different in the actual track, but it seems like in the music video it's a lot louder than everything else. And then what the hell is happening in the music video? She keeps turning into a cat, which is weird. And
I don't mind
seducing
that.
a dude.
I love cat girls.
But no, yeah, I love the song a ton. It's nice that they're doing something a little different than just another R&B song, which she does a ton of and kills every time, which there are some on the album. But yeah, loved it.
Oh man, the instrumentation on this song might be one of the best I've heard all year. Just there's to sort of break it down and to some degree, just I love. Again, they're definitely going for that Latin flamenco vibe. I mean, they're definitely reinforcing that with the visuals of the music video. They're in some sort of C bar with all these red sort of thing. You kind of think of I don't know, just I don't know, just bullfighters or whatever. And her dress is very flowy and all that sort of thing. So they're definitely going for that, and with the that sort of tiny hints of accordion to sort of bring that sort of sexy European feel to it, and the castanets and the sax part. Obviously, you can't go wrong with it with sexy sax. So just there's so much intricacy here that I really appreciate, and obviously that's only going to be enhanced and improved by Soyou's incredible vocals on this. And again, all of that just happens to mix together so perfectly with just a tiny bit of a trap beat, so it sort of helps modernize the song in a way so it doesn't sound too traditional, which I mean I don't have a problem with, but I mean we're obviously going for pop music here, so I do appreciate that aspect of it. I mean, I know obviously you guys are sort of hit or miss when it comes to trap drums, but I do feel like they added something to this track. I know, Nate, you said your problem with the rap verse was that it felt kind of out of place and it was too loud. I just wish it didn't exist, honestly.
Yeah.
And I mean, no disrespect to Sick.
Yeah. I agree. It just doesn't even need to be there.
No disrespect to Sick because he's a pretty good rapper. Just it feels it didn't need to be there. If anything, what I would want is my favorite part of the song actually doesn't involve any the traditional instruments playing during the chorus or Soyou's vocals. It's actually that piano break is incredible. I'm just why not put another piano break in between instead of having Sikei's verse there, because I thought that really added to the song, and I love how they incorporated that. And just a sort of production note, this was produced by Groovy Room, obviously because you hear the groovy area intro. Yep. And Oreo, of who also goes by Iggy from Iggy and Youngbae, does a lot of G-Friend songs and that sort of thing. So yeah, Oreo's been doing a lot of my favorite productions. So she outside of Iggy and Youngbae production, she might be working her way onto that producer of the year list, because she's everything she's touched so far has turned to gold this year.
Yeah, I think for me, I pretty much echo what both of you guys said. Collectively, I really, really like the instrumentation. Her vocal performance was fantastic. she had like a little bit of attitude, which I liked. Like she's not just singing it; she's really singing it.
So he was like all attitude, man.
Yeah. And again, like the rap part, honestly, I feel like they could have done without it, and maybe had another verse or something like that, or used it as a bridge, or who knows. Either way, like I think they could have used that time more wisely, I guess. So overall, I really, really love the song. It's just the rap break was kind of like unnecessary.
Mm-hmm. Next we have Decrescendo. So this is an R&B song. Like I said, it's pretty much Soyou's bread and butter. There's like some hints of like indie sounds in this, if that makes sense. Yeah, just it gives off like just like that lounge feeling. I thought there were a lot of really cool things going on in the instrumentals of the song. I didn't actually write any of them down specifically, but yeah, just overall the instrumentals stood out to me.
This song was a hit or miss for me, unfortunately, because I really wanted to like this so much, just because I'm a really big fan of that sort of like electric guitar, with the just a sort of sound profile or like pedal that they're using on it. Because we get a lot of that from like Off on Off, or just like with, I don't know, this definitely gives you a bit of like a haze vibe to it, but. I don't know, just like maybe the one thing that really, or like the main culprit of what kills the song for me is the mixing, because it definitely feels like during the chorus it gets way too busy, and I'm just like, why can't I don't feel like I can hear Soyou's vocals properly amongst like the drum beat and like the bass, like the bass line and like the piano all going at the same time, and where I don't feel it's like leveled properly. So if they fixed that, I probably would have enjoyed it a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I enjoyed this song quite a bit. It actually, when I first heard that guitar riff like opening up, I was like, "What the hell does this remind me of?" And I just figured it out. Actually, it reminds me a ton of the intro of Dream, which was the collaboration between Baekhyun and Suzy. It sounds like. Yeah, like it's a similar guitar. The melody itself isn't really the same, but yeah, overall, like the vibe of this song reminds me of that, but with more R&B rather than like I guess what I'll call a coffee shop ballad kind of thing.
Just like indie music.
Yeah. Yeah, overall I actually like this quite a lot. I like the I guess sort of like the progression with the instrumentals and her vocals, like they flow so well. It's just like got me going like this kind of like as far as the actual, I guess, visual in my head.
Mm-hmm.
I think this one's probably my second favorite behind one that shows up later.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I enjoyed the vibe of this quite a lot.
Yeah. Next we have When I'm With You. This is another R&B song. This is more slower, more acoustic focused. But yeah, this is just the standard Soyou R&B song. I felt like this one probably stood out the least to me.
Oh well, I mean, I love this style from her, so I'm obviously gonna. Oh yeah, this is
great,
one of my favorites. Yeah,
it just didn't stand out.
I don't know. I just like, I feel like for me, just like there's still something, like we get a lot of this type of music from a lot of Korean artists, but there's just something to the timbre of her voice and what she brings to this type of song that's definitely puts it a step above the rest. So yeah, that's why I still just in general, but outside of like maybe All Night, there's nothing that necessarily among the album tracks. There's nothing that necessarily is very cutting edge. It's just that it's just Soyou's so refined to a degree that she's able to transcend maybe the sort of overplayed aspect of a lot of this style of music. So she definitely has that going for her.
Yeah, for me, I enjoyed this quite a bit, though I agree with Nate that I think it stands out the least out of all the tracks. And I think it's mostly just because it's surrounded by these other really good tracks. It reminds me a lot of something that probably would have been on like IU's Palette album. That's probably where I'd see it being if it were on any other artist's album. And yeah, overall, I think it's good. It sounds like something that'd come out of like like SM station or something like last year. So
yeah. I think it stands out the least to me just because this is what Soyou does so much. That like, whereas like All Night was something completely new. This next song something completely new. So yeah. So next we have Funny, and holy shit, there's a Soyou Tropical House song. What the hell? I didn't expect that to ever happen. And like it's just weird because like her voice still fits it. Like I don't know. Like I obviously loved it because it's Tropical House and it's Soyou, but I liked it more than I thought I would. I thought it could like come off as weird, but it didn't. The only thing that's interesting, like I wonder if this album was meant to come out earlier because like it's October and like you don't usually put Tropical House songs on this late.
Yeah.
Like this is definitely a summer song.
I think her being on Produce 48 definitely pushed back her schedule a bit just because she had commitments to that and that sort of thing. So, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if this was supposed to come out a lot earlier. Because her first album came out prettier. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, Reborn came out in 2017.
Oh, man, that was 2017. Damn, I forgot.
So, yeah. It's been a while. And so, yeah, I'm wondering if this was recorded like before the summer and was meant to come out during the summer and just got pushed back. But I loved it. Surprise.
I'd say for a Tropical House song, I enjoyed it, and that's like a backhanded compliment.
The qualifier, basically. You have to put the qualifier
on there. Obviously, I love her vocals and everything. I'd say again for Tropical House, I do enjoy the instrumental mostly because it's. I don't know, just like there's a style of Tropical House that K-pop does that I'm just sort of over, and this sounds a lot more like. Maybe more like Western Tropical House, where like specifically this reminds me of like kind of like one of the progenitors of Tropical House, Matoma, where like that beat in the intro or like that first beat was just like, oh man, I was just like, whoa, this sounds like straight up like actual Tropical House, not just a K-popified version. That being said, I think the only nitpick I'd have with it is I don't know, just like I'd say the chorus kind of falls flat a bit. I kind of wish you just got the showcase. Like, I feel like a Tropical House song with Soyou should have just done maybe a bit more interesting vocals wise when it came to the chorus. But I understand it's just sort of the genre where you're not gonna get Soyou belting like high notes on a Tropical House song. But yeah, that'd probably be the one change that I'd make.
Yeah. Overall, I enjoyed the song, although as well as with When I'm With You, it didn't quite stand out as much, probably just because, again, I'm like Andrew, I'm a little numb to the Tropical House stuff, again, we say this every episode, but like at this point, but like it's just it's becoming tropey, I guess. Like I like it, however, it doesn't I guess I can't really compare it to something like, that does fit in there, but I like a lot more, like maybe like something Chungha would put out. It's just it just like falls flat a little bit, I guess, even though it's I do think it's a decent song.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Next we have Shadows. So this is an acoustic ballad that kind of becomes a rock ballad. There's a really great focus on guitar, and there's a focus on both acoustic and electric guitar, which is awesome. Like there's even a guitar solo near the end. So yeah, I think this actually might be my favorite song. It's tough between this and All Night.
Easily my favorite.
But it's definitely up there as one of my favorite, or like one of the best ballads I've heard in a while.
Like, the only words I really have to say with this, it's basically Soyou trying to do her version of a John Mayer blues song. And that's literally all you need to know. Just the guitar in this is just, it's to die for. It's so good. And just hearing Soyou's vocals behind this, it's a match made in heaven, basically. And again, without that guitar, it'd probably sound more like a traditional or like something we've heard from her before. But man, that guitar really brings this song home.
Yeah, I agree. Like, that's one thing that I said was, like, the guitar really makes the song, and her vocals, especially in the chorus, like, they just really, really hit hard, like, emotionally, and, the way she delivers it, it's just, really nice, I guess. She's really showing her like how much experience she has, I guess, singing. And this is what I love to see. Like this this is the type of stuff that I'd like to see like Bullpalgan do a little more, like something with like some electric guitar.
Oh, that'd destroy you, man.
Stuff like that.
That'd destroy you.
Dude, I would love it. I'd listen to it every day. That's what I did with Travel. So
Yeah.
over the summer I listened to Travel like several times a day. But I really want to see like a acoustic live version of this song. I would love that. Like maybe on Sketchbook or something with a live band. I would love that.
And finally, we have Little Moments, and this is the piano ballad. And yeah, she kills it as always. It's a great ballad. Soyou is just fit for this type of music, R&B and ballad stuff. So.
Oh yeah, I thought this was excellent way to end the album. And obviously, these type of ballads are her forte. Like this is pretty much all she did. Like when she was still doing Sistar concurrently with releasing like solo music, most of her music would just be like OSTs and like that sort. So yeah, this is her bread and butter easily, and she's still, again, you'd think we'd get sick of it by now, but holy crap, just her vocal. There's just something about the timbre of her voice that she brings something so special to the table that it transcends it being a ballad, where it's just you just have to pay attention to it, and I love this song. It's a great way to end the album.
Yeah. So I thought this was an excellent ballad. Like, again, it's all due to like not even anything musically for this one. It's like her vocal delivery is really, really what makes this shine, is that she again has so much experience. Like now at this point, she's honestly, she's become like one of the leading female like K-pop vocalists in my opinion. So
definitely.
Yeah, this was a great ballad. Definitely as far as emotional delivery goes.
Yeah, it's great too because like Sistar wasn't known for being a vocal group. Like her, Hyolyn,
even though
have great vocals, but like they were definitely a dance group.
Yeah, it's interesting too because both of them are always brought up in the who's the best K-pop vocalist
exactly.
Conversation, even though they weren't known for being, very vocally heavy. Whereas like, I guess on the other hand, like SNSD, they're always talked about like how good vocalists they have.
Yep.
Taeyeon, Jessica, Seohyun, Tiffany, even Sunny is sometimes like.
And that SNSD correlation is probably why we like her vocals a lot, or just her ballads a lot. Just because when we say it sounds like a Soshi ballad, that's literally like the highest compliment we could give anyone, basically. And I'd say that whenever I hear Soyou's voice, it sounds like something that Soshi would put out. And that's our indicator of quality, basically, or just what makes a song good.
I think Starship definitely has a similar like singing style that they teach to their trainees.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that's something that I definitely appreciate.
Yeah.
Like that one video that was linked a while ago, like the girl imitating different like singing styles of companies. Like it's definitely true to a certain extent, and I think Starship and SM definitely have a similar style, which is a style that I personally prefer. So I think that's one reason why I really love Soyou's singing style. It hits in a similar way that like someone like Seohyun or Taeyeon hits to me, and
it's nostalgic.
It really appeals to me, I guess, as well.
Yeah. Okay, let's get to ratings. For me, I gave it a 6 out of 6 for music. I thought all the tracks on the song or this album were great. And yeah, like All Night blew me away because it was different. Shadows blew me away. So yeah, I gave it a 6 out of 6. I gave it a 2 out of 3 for concept. I thought the concept was really good. But it was the album didn't feel like a 10 out of 10 for me. It felt close. I'd probably give it a 9.5 if we did halves.
Yeah.
But so I just gave it a 2 out of 3, but it was close. And then a 1 obviously for bias. So I gave it a 9.
I wanted to give it a 9 so bad, but like I don't know, there are still like qualms I had about mostly just like some parts of even All Night wasn't perfect, honestly. So I couldn't really give it. I don't know. Just I couldn't really give it a perfect score music wise, despite how much I enjoyed it. So yeah, it's a 5 out of 6 for me on the music front, and for concept, again 2 out of 3. Again, for as much as I love the sort of visual aspect of it, it didn't necessarily. It wasn't something that was just too cutting edge, though. They did a very good job of making it fit. Soyou did a very good job of fitting the concept, and this artwork is dope as hell. Though I'm sure Jacob's gonna mention that as well. And 1 out of 1 for Bias, because she's definitely becoming one of my favorite female vocal singers, and I definitely gained a newfound appreciation for her after Produce 48, where I really didn't get into Sistar until like towards the very end, basically, whereas you guys have definitely been paying attention a lot longer than I did. So yeah, I'm coming around finally to it. But so yeah, that would total out to an 8 out of 10. So Jacob, carry this one, please. I actually want this.
Right, so,
I kind of want this to get shiny.
yeah. So for me, I gave it a 5 out of 6 for music. I liked all the songs. It's just that when I'm With You and Funny, I felt that they didn't quite bring as much as the other 4 songs did for me. Though. So yeah, I really enjoyed like all the songs on the album. It's just that 2 of them didn't really do it for me quite as much to push me over to the 6.
Yeah.
So for concept, like Andrew's saying, album art, I really, really love the painting style that she went with for this one. Like, this is way better than even the cover for Reborn, which I also think is pretty cool looking. The music video, I thought was really visually appealing, even though it didn't like totally reinvent anything. And then I think overall I'll still give the concept a 3 out of 3 because it feels like a 9. Like if I were to actually score this, if we could give 0.5s, I'd probably do 5.5 and 2.5.
Yeah.
But so I'll go with 5 and 3 and then 1. So overall it's a 9 for me.
So
we gotta give somebody a truly
a shiny today. So yeah, that's a 9 overall. Just for reference, we gave Part 1. I gave it a 9, and you guys both gave it an 8. So very close to Part 1.
Yeah, so she held serve basically when it comes to scores. But I mean, that being said, don't let the scores fool you. Like, I love her vocals so much. So,
wait, what did we give it?
An 8 overall. I gave it a 9. You guys both gave it 8.
Okay,
yeah, and I'd say
it was an 8 overall.
Right.
And I'd say
I think this one's way better.
Yeah,
actually,
this is definitely
opinion,
it's a market improvement. So I'm in anticipation of her next solo project. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's it.
Yep. All right. So I guess with that I can round us out. So yeah, I guess thanks for listening. I guess tell us your feedback about the albums in the comments, whether it be about Yuri or Soyou. I guess on their respective videos, that is. Tell us your thoughts about the new like YG, I guess, office style show that they have on Netflix. Your experience as a, I guess, like off-brand K-pop fan is, I guess, what I'll say. Say stuff like that. Yeah.
We're the RC Cola of K-pop fans.
yeah, basically. Anyways, I thought this episode was actually really good. So yeah, tell us what you think in the comments. Subscribe if you like this kind of stuff. Like, that really helps. All that stuff that everybody always asks you to do. Just yeah. Also join Discord. It's mucho lit.
Yeah, Discord is mucho lit. What do we got upcoming?
Nothing.
Just
your giveaway.
Oh yeah. Okay. Giveaway time, guys.
Did you forget?
I know. I was just waiting for you guys to like hand it over to me. So
lead you into it. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess mentioned at the very beginning of the episode, I went to New York Comic Con, and as part of that, there was something called the Anime Fest, and I ran into a artist who goes by the name of Ritz, or I believe she also goes by Sora, and she had this amazing like BTS sort of like merchandise, like keychains and all this sort of like art and posters and sort of stuff. So I cleared this with her first, and so I will be giving away these BTS ID cards. So I'm trying to hold this up to like the it just gets
it's
blown.
not gonna work.
It's not gonna work. So I'll just like so basically they're just BTS ID cards and like they have their names and everything on them. I'll probably just put an overlay or I'll just put an image on top of this in post editing so you can see clear. So yeah, these like basically ID cards and like they have like all their details. So like they have their real names and everything. So it's like hobby, figure collecting, specialty, freestyle dance, charm point, dimples, sort of thing. So these are really adorable. And also there is a pencil case which has dope and fire on the back. I had to get the one with fire on it just because I love this. They're like playing the Super Nintendo around the TV and everything, and just like I really love her art style. So yeah, I just really wanted to, and just as members of the K-pop community, we really have to sort of like look out for each other and sort of promote each other. And this is some excellent work. So here's the rules. Number 1, you have to be subscribed to our YouTube channel, which if you aren't paying attention is youtube.com/trulydaebak.
Or if you're listening under the video.
Oh yeah, if you're listening on SoundCloud, there's a link.
Yeah, I guess if you're on SoundCloud.
If you're on SoundCloud or iTunes, there's you can look us up at that URL, youtube.com/trulydaebak. Number 2, you have to follow her on Twitter, and her Twitter is @AlphaSasuke. I'm not. Yeah, she's definitely a Naruto and anime fan, so we can definitely relate. Number 3, here's the kicker. So you have to pay attention, and because we don't want to give it away without like you doing some work on your end. So you have to add up the final scores from both Yuri and Soyu's album and leave that in the comment below. Wait, what?
Individual scores or
you have to add
the
up
averaged out score?
No, you have to give me the full number. So it's like this number plus the number of Yuri's score plus the number of Soyu's score equals, that's the number I want.
Okay.
That's the number I want you to give.
But not my number of Soyu plus
not our
your number
individual
of
numbers.
Soyu plus his. So,
it's us as a Truly Daebak's final score.
The average score for both of them.
Yeah.
Show your work.
Yeah. No, you don't have to. This isn't
show your work. Yeah, do the long division by hand.
Yes.
So yeah, you have to write that. So make sure you write that in the comments, and also if you're leaving, you have to leave the comment either in this video, which is part 4, or you'll have to leave it either in part 4, which is the Soyou review, or the full episode. And make sure you leave your Twitter handle so that we can double check if you're following her and and obviously we're gonna see if you're following us. Your YouTube channel, your YouTube account has to be public for us to be able to cross reference and check or for you to be eligible. Because if you're private, there's no real way for us to check if you're subscribed, unfortunately. So that has to be the caveat. And let's say we'll put this out for about a week. 2 weeks, maybe. I don't know how long do you think would be good? A week?
Yeah, 2 weeks sounds fine.
All right, so
and then we can do a random number generator or whatever.
All right, so 2 weeks from. Okay, so this episode, this part would go out on Thursday, and the full episode would go out on Friday, which is the 12th. So, 2 weeks from the 12th would be the 26th of October. So, by October 26th is when we'll put our deadline, and we'll obviously tweet this out, and we'll definitely promote it on future shows and everything. So we'll let you know. And yeah, so as best as possible, I'll try to make it open to international fans, because I know we have a lot of fans, or we have a lot of listeners that aren't inside the US. So I'll do my best to keep it open. But I mean, if it does end up being an issue, I'll just let you know, and I'll try to pick somebody inside the confines of the United States. But I would like to keep it open, because I know there's a lot of you out there, and I don't want to leave you guys left out, because a lot of them, like a lot of the guys like Fleur and like Flixer GK on our Discord, they've been here. They're like day ones. So I don't want to leave all the Europeans and all the people from everywhere else out. So those are the rules of the contest. So these ID cards and this pencil case thing are up for grabs if you follow this contest. So good luck to everyone, and I hope this doesn't turn out to be a disaster.
I mean, worst case, no one comments, and you have some BTS photo cards.
I don't mind keeping
case,
it. I don't mind keeping it. And even if you don't win the contest, definitely just check out Ritz's work. Her stuff's amazing. And hey, she was lucky enough to actually able to go to the City Field concert and everything. So she definitely seems like she's a dedicated ARMY. So yeah, we really got to support and promote them. So yeah. And she was really nice too. And she when I got to talk to her.
Okay, that's it.
That's about it.
Yep. Stay funny.
Stay
throbbingly funny.
Oh, hey, that's my. Bye, guys.
Annyeong. It's weird because they killed it, and I really like the song, but I have two major issues.
What?
One, what the hell was up with Chungha's pants?
It's fashion, man. It's fashion.
No, it's not fashion. It's garbage.
It's like, hey, you can't decide if you want to wear shorts or pants. Just have like suspenders.